Okay, I have to say this. I get so many people wondering why their relationships sucked, why people got divorced, how come it's so hard to find love these days, what's wrong with the opposite/same sex that they can't appreciate a wonderful person like me, how come I can't find the right person for me? I see the same thing being asked in so many different ways. Here, let me save you some money. In the case of people who ask, why did my parents get divorced? Why did I get divorced? How come my relationship didn't work out? The simple answer is, it wasn't supposed to. Do you really think you can live here in the Matrix and find love and live happily ever after? Do you think that's what the Matrix wants you to do? To be happy? How are you going to create lush for it when you don't get angry at your partner? When your relationships stay loving? When you live happily every day? Some of you guys don't seem to get it. You're not supposed to be happy. The Matrix doesn't want to you be. And as long as you continue to live by its societal values, you will not be happy. If you want to be happy, then you have to connect into the real system of universal law. It's hard to accomplish that when you're living in a system of lies, because whether you realize it or not, lies make you unhappy. Do you like being lied to? How do you feel when you've been lied to? Betrayed. The whole system is a lie, and that's what's being revealed to us right now. You were born into a low-frequency, financially based system of slavery and of oppression of both the male and the female, where reversal of universal law is the norm, and creation of bad karma and lush is also the norm, and this norm is to feed the negative entities that parasite off your energy. You were taught to be a consumer, an egotistical materialist, not a soul-based spiritualist, so you were taught the wrong values. If you have the wrong values, how can you possibly expect to find a suitable life partner? To those who have, bravo! You beat the system. I know many miserable people who are living with someone they wish they'd never met. Do you know who set them up? The Matrix did, that's who. Do you think it doesn't meddle in your life? They want you to have children, and for those children to grow up being traumatized and to turn to drugs and alcohol they so happily provide to us. That's why they create so many wars, because wars traumatize the people who fight them and the people who are victims of them. Why do you think there are so many areas where warring never stops on this earth? Because they are keeping the vibration low in those areas, and a bunch of traumatized people will do that job very nicely. Wake up, people. Please. Wake up. The Matrix doesn't want you to be happy. It is trying to keep your frequency down, not up. Do you think it wants you to have the perfect partner? I tossed away many men and decided to go it alone because being alone was better than the suitors I was dating. Then Ivo showed up. How about that? Is that a coincidence? I doubt it. The trick is, you take everything the Matrix throws at you and you use it to become more spiritual. Unless you're doing that, you're going to have a hard time ascending to 5D. That is the only way to live in the Matrix, to outsmart it. So don't think your Mr. or Ms. Right is here. Mine wasn't. He's off planet. Your Mr. or Ms. Wrong is here, and they're available this Friday night. You have to learn to find someone that you can work with, and if they're not doing the work, like I said before, no point hooking up with someone who's only going to blame you for everything they miscreate. The Matrix is trying to set you up with Mr. or Ms. Wrong. Why do you think people hook up in bars? What do you think is there? Drugs, alcohol, and negative entities just waiting for a new source of lush. That's what you find in bars. Look at those ghost story TV shows. Where do nasty ghosts hang out? Places that serve alcohol, mental health hospitals, and in people's homes that often have portals. Not surprising. When you look at life the right way, the only answer to every question is, to become more empowered, wiser and more loving. That's the only reason you're here, to embody God in the physical third/fourth or fifth dimension. That's why bad things happen to you. They're bad because you label them as bad. You also label your emotions as bad. You try not to feel them, you try to stifle crying, you try not to feel sad, depressed, angry or whatever because it doesn't feel good to feel that way. Doing that just plugs up your light body with more negative energy. Do you realize that when you work through all your backlogged emotions, that when you actually do feel bad, it doesn't hurt for as long or as hard as it used to? That's the benefit of working through backlogged emotions. The other benefit is you don't have to attract a karmic lesson to trigger them into being released. If you ask Ivo and I why your parents got divorced or why you weren't allowed to see your family for 30 years or whatever, why did this hard life lesson happen to me, we will ask you, what did you learn from it? How did it make you stronger, wiser, or more loving? What did you realize about yourself? People want to know why they had parents who neglected them. They had those parents so they would go inward and learn more about themselves, and learn to become stronger throughout their lifetime. These absent parents also help to strengthen their inner connection. It worked for me. They want to ask, why did I never get married? Well, why didn't you? What was it about your partners that was unsuitable for you? What was it about marriage that didn't appeal to you? Did you have other commitments in life, like coming here to help save the planet, and you just didn't get around to getting married? Why do you assume everyone has to get married? I didn't, and there's nothing wrong with me. Many people think that if you're not married, then you're unlovable, broken, and defective. Are you? I just didn't find the right person here. That's because he's not here. It doesn't matter what shitty thing happened to you, you can always turn it into a positive. Sometimes it takes a few years. That's why you get 80 of them to live. Take your bad and find something good in it. That's how you gain in self-empowerment.